Many people use LibreOffice Writer the same way they use other Office applications. They format the text as they type using the formatting toolbar or the tabbed interface that was designed to make people migrating from MS Office more comfortable. By doing so, they spend much more time than necessary creating their documents. They frequently become frustrated when trying to make changes to their documents. I will explain in this video how using character styles is just one way to greatly improve efficiency. I have a sample document open with 2 sections and some dummy text for demonstration purposes. I'll place my cursor in the title area of Section 1. At the left of the formatting toolbar, you can see that this section title is using the Heading 2 paragraph style. I'll go to View, User Interface. I'll change the setting from Standard Toolbar to Tabbed and click Apply to Writer. I'll click Close. Notice that the positioning is different, but the tabbed interface also indicates that Heading 2 is being applied to the title of Section 1. If I wanted to change the looks of Heading 2, I could right-click on Heading 2 in the tabbed interface and select Edit Style. In the dialog that opens, I could change the font style, color, underlining, or various other attributes of the Heading 2 style. I'll just click Cancel. I'll go to View, User Interface. I'll change the setting from Tab to Standard Toolbar, click Apply to Writer, and then click Close. I cannot go to the Style Editing dialog using the Standard Toolbar. Instead, I'll open the sidebar. I'll go to the Style stack. I'll go to the Paragraph Styles area. I'll right-click on Heading 2 and select Modify. The same dialog opens as before, and I could change any of the attributes for this style. It might seem at first that using the tabbed interface might make this quicker. I will point out that normally I have the sidebar open and could save a couple of these steps. If I made changes to the Heading 2 style, using either of the methods demonstrated, the changes would be applied to any text using the Heading 2 style. Now, suppose I want to change just the section number of the section headings to a different color. I cannot do this in the dialog that sets the Heading 2 attributes. Those attributes affect the whole heading. Instead, I might simply select the section number and change the font color using the Standard Toolbar or the tabbed interface. I'll change the section numbers of both Section 1 and Section 2 to green using this method. You might simply do this as you type, thinking nothing of what might happen in the future. All seems well and good. Now, let's say you finish your document with 20 or 30 sections. But let's say you later realize your document would look better if these section numbers were red instead of green. You can't simply change the color in the Heading 2 style because the text color changes you made overrode any Heading 2 attribute settings. You must go back through your document, selecting each section number, and change the font color from green to red. I'll do this to my 2 section numbers. That didn't take too long, but imagine searching through hundreds of pages and changing 30 section numbers this way. I'll show you a better way. First, I'll select all of the text in my document. I'll go to Format in the menu bar. I'll select Clear Direct Formatting. I'll click in the margin to deselect everything. Notice that the coloring has been removed from my section numbers, but the section headings still maintain their normal attribute settings. That is because the coloring was set manually, but the section headings were formatted using the Heading 2 paragraph style attributes. Wouldn't it be nice to have a similar way to set the section number colors? LibreOffice Writer offers you such a way. It's called Character Styles. In the Styles deck of the sidebar, I'll go to the Character Styles area. I'll place the cursor in the first section heading. There are a lot of different character styles listed by default in the sidebar, but I probably need to make changes to the settings in any one I chose, so I'll just set up a custom character style. I'll right-click on No Character Style at the top of the list and select New. I'll go to the Organizer tab. I want to make the text blue, but what would happen if I later wanted a different color? It's always best to give character styles a name that describes its purpose rather than its characteristic. I'll name this style _section number. The underscore at the beginning of the name will place this style near the top of the list of the character styles, so it is easier to find. I'll go to the Font Effects tab. I'll change the font color to light blue 2. I'll go to the Font tab. Notice that the font listed here is Liberation Serif, while the font listed in the Formatting toolbar is Liberation Sans. The style listed in the Font tab is Regular, and the size is listed as 12 points. In contrast, the Formatting toolbar shows that Bold is selected and the font size is listed as 16.1 points. But I don't need to change the settings in the Font tab to match the settings in the Formatting toolbar. I'll go back to the Organizer tab. Notice the area of the tab that says Contains. That area now says RGB 114.159.207. Only the settings listed in this area will override the settings of the text using this character style. I'll click OK. I'll select Section 1. I'll double-click on Section Number in the Character Styles area of the sidebar. I'll select Section 2. Notice that Section 1 has taken the color of light blue 2, but the font name, style, and size remain the same. With Section 2 selected, I'll double-click on Section Number in the sidebar. I'll click Elsewhere in the document. Section 2 is now colored light blue 2. I would still need to go through the rest of the longer document making similar changes. However, if I later want to change the color of the section numbers, I would only need to do it in one place. I'll right-click on Section Number in the sidebar. I'll select Modify. I'll go to the Font Effects tab. I'll change the font color to red. I'll click OK. All of the section numbers are automatically changed. This would be true if there were 30 or 300 section numbers that were styled with the section number character style. Don't think character styles are limited to such uses as this. I'll select greenbacks at the end of the first paragraph. I want to change this and other instances of greenbacks to bold and italic. Rather than applying these characteristics manually by using direct formatting choices in the Formatting toolbar, I'll use a character style. I'll right-click on Emphasis in the Character Styles section of the sidebar and select Modify. I'll go to the Organizer tab. In the Contains area, Italic is already listed. I'll go to the Font tab. For Style, I see Italic listed. I'll click on the down arrow in the section box and change this to Bold Italic. I'll click OK. I'll select greenbacks at the end of each paragraph and double-click on the Emphasis character style in the sidebar, rather than clicking on both bold and italic in the formatting toolbar. I'll also apply this Emphasis character style to the word efficiency in the subtitle. If I later decide to change the looks of all the emphasized words in my document, I will only need to make the changes once in the emphasized character style in the sidebar. In other videos, I discuss how to hide styles you never use to make it easier to find ones you frequently use. I hope you're getting the idea of how you can increase your writing efficiency by using all of the styles features in LibreOffice Writer rather than continuing to use direct or manual formatting. Click More in the gray area beneath this video to find links to my other videos and courses in which you will discover other ways to make your work more efficient.